I see you came prepared.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, I got dinner with me here. I hope you don't mind.
No, that's cool. I mean, you can talk us through it because I swear that's bones and all sorts of stuff. That's crazy to me. But
Yeah, with pleasure, with pleasure. How you doing,
yeah,
man?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm all right. How are you doing?
Very well. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for
If
having
you
me on.
No, that's all good. If you don't mind like explaining who you are and what your page is about and the sort of things you talk about on there, if that's cool.
Yeah, so my name is Rawmeeks, and can you hear me well, by the way?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so my page is about eating raw meat, really, especially bone marrow. I love bone marrow, but all sorts of raw meat and a little bit of fruit sometimes, maybe,
How did you get
basically.
into it? What got you into it?
Um, about 3 years ago, I just heard about a guy eating raw meat and not dying. His name's sorry, I think I got I got it. Sorry, there's a midge. Um, they like
Yeah.
so yeah. So his name is Adjunus Vonderplanets, and basically he said raw meat is good because you get all the vitamins, you get all the minerals. It's hydrating because the water's still inside of it, and you get the bacteria. So his biggest theory is like bacteria, not bad, actually good, because it helps you. Yeah, it helps you digest. So at that time, I was like, oh, okay, thought it was pretty interesting. Um, and I remember eating like tuna or salmon raw, and I'm like, yeah, I really like that a lot. And I think maybe I had beef tartare one time, but I said I'll give it a try because I actually kind of felt like crap when I first started because I was partying a lot, and I stopped eating meat for not. I wasn't a serious vegan, but I stopped eating meat for it might have been only like a couple of weeks or maybe like a month or two. But and I was partying a lot. I was running my body down, and I felt like crap. Like I was not in a good spot right there. And I was doing psychedelics like too much, and it was just yeah. So that I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try raw meat. So I got a lamb skewer and a ribeye, uh, a porterhouse steak, and this was in Melbourne at the time, Melbourne, Australia. So I went to the park. I went to the butcher. I got it. Went to the park, and then I ate it, and I took a video too because I was like, this is funny. Um, yeah, no, and I liked it. I liked it, and I didn't die, and I
And you
felt
didn't
good
die.
after.
That is a plus.
Nope,
That is a huge
I
plus.
know. I'm secretly a ghost, but don't
So where did it
think
go
I'll.
on from there? Because obviously that's one small thing, but now it's a huge thing for you.
Yeah, no, in the beginning, like right away, I was eating probably 90%, maybe 80, 90% raw meat. Like I was going really hard at the beginning. Um, for a few months too. But yeah, and I never got sick. I always felt good. I only felt sick when I tried to mess around with dairy, and I couldn't get raw dairy in Australia. But raw meat, I never had like a negative bad reaction. But during those first few months, I was still partying a little bit. I dialed it back a lot, but I was still partying on the weekends because my job was throwing parties. So, and it was a lot of fun, but a lot of fun. But yeah, so I wasn't like a perfect example of like a raw meat guy. I was eating tons of raw meat, but I was still partying a little bit of smoking. So, but right now I'm off all drugs, and I feel like way better.
Does it
Yeah.
does it not work well with raw meat then? Like, because obviously normal diets and that it isn't make it like it makes it worse necessarily. So with raw meat, does that not synergize or whatever the opposite of synergize is?
Like doing drugs and stuff, like doing
Yeah,
like
raw meat.
caffeine or smoking and raw meat. Yeah, like it actually kind of it helped that I was doing raw meat because the smoking and drinking would like bring me down. And I would actually bring raw meat. I would bring like ground beef in jars to music festivals. I put it in a cooler, and I brought like cartons of eggs, like stacks of eggs. And so after I would be like partying and dancing for a while, I'd go back to my tent and I'd eat my raw meat, and then I'd be like, zoop, I'd be like back up. So it, it was quite nourishing. I got to see the difference of like not feeling good, and then I do it. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
So
I'm like, I
does it
feel
actually
feel
do that?
good.
You say it gives you almost like a high almost. What does it feel like?
Yeah, it depends who you are. I can only talk to my experience, but a lot of people do say that. But it depends what part of the animal you eat, like the heart, or it might be different than the testes or the brain or the eye or the bone marrow. Like they have different properties and they affect people differently. But yeah, I definitely feel like good. Not high as in like a stimulant, like I'm high, like just a sense of well-being and feeling like chill, feeling good, basically.
So
Especially like my favorite, sorry, yeah,
I was gonna
my
say, so
favorite combo
it's
right now.
largely noticeable.
It's for me, yes. Especially if I go from like not eating so good, or if I'm feeling kind of not good, and then I eat some raw meat, then I definitely feel like replenished.
Mm.
And it like the digestion is the best part, really. It just kind of, you eat it and it just dissolves, like your hydrochloric acid in your stomach just like dissolves it and it gets absorbed, and there's very little waste. On the opposite end of the spectrum would be like eating a pizza and you're just like, ugh, like for me, I don't know about you, but I feel like crap after I eat pizza.
Mm.
But there are some, yeah, there are some plants I can eat like without a big problem, like white rice, like organic white rice. I can have some of that, not too much. Sometimes I have had too much and I'm like, feel like bloated, I feel like crap. But if I have a little bit, that gets the insulin up, that it's good if you're like wanting to gain weight, but yeah, raw meat's really easy to, it's really easy to digest, and it's really
So,
nice.
sorry, you used to have like a plant-based diet, you said, right? Originally.
Yeah, my whole life I was standard diet.
Yep.
And then really good food. My mom's a great cook. My nonna is a great cook. My Italian grandma. I liked cooking, so I'm not like like I like the process of cooking actually. But then when I was 22, I actually went vegetarian for 6 months, and I tried to go vegan as much as possible. Like I tried not to rely on eggs and cheese and stuff. Like I was really trying to do it right. And it was for emotional reasons. Like I thought it was the right thing to do. I just felt bad for killing cows. And then like my whole life, I kind of felt guilty because I was removed. I never saw like animals being slaughtered, or I never saw animals being killed in nature. I just grew up in a city. So I was like, no, you can't kill cows. Like, that's not nice. And I don't I'm not like, I don't hate cows. It's just, I was separated from nature, really, like a lot of people,
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, when I was 22, I was finally like, okay, I'm just going to not eat them anymore. And then that wasn't very enjoyable for me. Like plants, I don't really do well with plants at all. I tried all like lentils, rice, quinoa, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, like asparagus, fruit. Like for me, no, it didn't feel good at all. Yeah. And I was going to the gym. I was going to the gym a lot at that time. And yeah, my strength went down and I felt bloated, and I was trying to eat and get all my macros. And I'm like, man, this is not good.
What about gym
for
now
me.
then? On this diet?
Now I'm not going to the gym per se. And for the last year, I was kind of lazy for the last year. But about like 2 weeks ago, I started doing calisthenics again, and it feels really good. Like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and lunges. Yeah. And then I think once I get to a certain level, I'm going to go back back to the gym.
So it works well. I guess a meat diet obviously is better for gym than a plant-based diet.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I would say so.
I'm
You need
dying, I
some,
think, you know.
you,
I
you
don't know
need
what it
some,
is.
you want some bone marrow, bro?
No, I was on my way home from the gym and I like
Oh, okay.
breathed something in and I don't know what it was. And
Oh
I've just felt
shit.
it in my throat ever since. I don't even think it's there anymore. But you know when something's been in your throat and you just feel it for ages?
Yeah, you get the phantom, yeah, pain. Yeah, that's irritating. Sorry,
What will the
sorry to
bone
hear that,
marrow
bro.
do?
The bone marrow might help lubricate it. Might lubricate your throat a bit.
Might feel a bit weird.
Depends. I see. Like, I'll show you.
Go
Okay,
for it, yeah.
so this is like the bone.
Yeah.
Is this even from the same piece? I think so. Yeah, I think that's from the same piece. Right? I get him to split it. I already had some of this one, but yeah. And yeah, it just comes out really easily. Like this one's quite buttery. Look, like just comes out. And then it's like butter.
Mm.
Some people cook it, but I don't. I don't enjoy it cooked. I don't actually enjoy the taste of cooked fat very much. But yeah, it's like butter. But yeah, it's like hydrating. Because do you ever feel like when you drink water, it just goes through you and you just pee it out?
Yeah, I know what
I
you
don't.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like, and it's out. But with the bone marrow, it like it goes into you. You don't just like pee it out. It's like you're like, womp. That's the way I feel anyway. With
So what about like the
kind of with
chewier
bone marrow.
meats? 'Cause
Chewier
obviously,
meats?
I reckon like steak and stuff, it can be quite, you know, hard to cut when it's raw anyway. So I have steak blue. If obviously I don't have raw meat, so I have steak blue, which is probably the closest you
Oh,
can get to
nice.
raw.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're pretty much, yeah, you're there, bro.
So
Yeah.
when I cut blue steak, it's really hard to cut compared to like a well done steak. So how do you eat that? Seeing that our teeth aren't necessarily sharp, how do you?
It all depends on the cut. If you get a cut that's tender, like tenderloin, I have a video from like 3 years ago. I'm gonna upload it soon, but oh no, sorry, filet mignon, filet mignon. It's just like it's just pure butter, like it's just very soft, just like salmon or tuna, really.
Mm.
But if you get a cut of meat that's like all tendons and gristle, then it's just like, yeah, then you don't even want to eat that when it's cooked. It's if you get a tough, yeah, if you get a piece with that stuff, then it's not, then it's hard to eat. But for example, like this is a heart, beef heart. So this is, I'll show you. Actually, it got a little bit dry, not wet. Like very soft and very easy to eat, basically. Like the outside, this is the skin, but then on the other side of the skin is the heart. Like that's like the actual meat part. But really easy to chew and swallow because it's still got all the water in it. You know, like animals are we're like 70% water.
So how fresh do you have to get this stuff? Obviously, it people always say meat can't be out for long raw. So how fresh does it have to be?
Yeah, where I am in Mexico, I get fresh stuff every day. Like the animals are killed the same day.
Oh wow.
But and like if I'm trying a new source, like for the first time, I'll just have a little bit at a time. Well, I'll look at it, smell it. I'll be like, okay, it looks good, smells good. Talk to the butcher. Hey, is this organic? Do they use what kind of medicine do they get, or do they get any injections, or what do they eat? And hopefully they tell the truth. And then I try a little bit. Okay, I feel good. Then I'll try more. I don't just immediately like I do try to be like a little bit, yeah, be careful. But you can also like put meat in a jar and let it rot. I don't know if you've heard about that. High meat?
No.
No? Okay, yeah. You could put meat in a jar, seal it, and just let it ferment. Let it rot. And so the bacteria that's already on the meat just keeps doing its job, and then I'm sorry if you can hear that. I got to turn off my notifications.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, so then you basically eat rotten meat from a jar. I've tried it twice, but there's people that have been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
So you let the bacteria, digest the meat and make the nutrients like super available. Then it's like a shortcut to the nutrients. You just eat it, and it's pretty tangy, I will say, but it's not something that's you should do at the beginning. Someone who has like a regular diet shouldn't just hop into like fermented meat. It's something that like after you eat raw meat for a long time, then or for like a while, you can start trying to do that. But yeah, you feel quite a buzz from that, and it's pretty cool. Like there's some cultures that they put fish, they bury fish for a couple weeks or months.
Oh yeah,
or
I know
something.
about that. Yeah.
Similar concept, yeah. But yeah, funky taste. But yeah, it's pretty interesting how it works. Yeah.
It goes against all scientific, like all medical, procedures and like recommendations. Like on like a piece of meat that you buy, it's like, oh, don't they have to store it this long, or like you have to make sure it's cooked till like quote unquote piping hot, or till it's fully cooked through, or I don't know, brown.
Yeah. But you don't even follow those rules because you do the blue steaks.
That's true. No, that's true. Yeah.
You're a rebel too, bro. But
it's true.
Yeah, no, yeah, I disagree. I disagree with a lot of stuff. And I just have to try things myself, basically. But I wouldn't force it on anyone else. But I definitely wanted to try it, and it worked for me and a lot of other people too. Like, I don't know anybody that's gotten sick off of like just like a piece of beef. And like I've never been sick in 3 years. There's the Real Natural Human Diet. He's been doing it for almost 4 years, and he has a Instagram account, and he's been documenting it for a long time. He's like one of the OGs. And then Raw Meat Experiment too. I'm sure you've heard of him. Like he's blown up. He's got 100 and almost 40,000.
The only raw meat person I know is Liver King. It's the only one I know. Other than you,
really, you don't know? Okay,
no.
You got to check out. Oh man, okay. I'm the small fish man. I just started in February, like making the account.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raw Meat Experiment is he's got huge. Like
so there's that one. You said one before that as well.
And then the Real Natural Human Diet. He's one of the OGs. Yeah, they're both awesome. Like I talked to them. They're really cool. Yeah, we like bounce ideas off each other. Not just us, but like everybody that's eating raw meat on Instagram right now. Because it is kind of like a new thing. It's a very old thing, but also a new thing now. So I have more questions than answers, really. I know a few things, but there's a lot of things that I'm curious about.
So some of it, like say the Liver King, like I said, he's the most probably well-known overall, like in general public when it comes to raw meat. I don't know if you agree with that, but as people, there's a lot of videos of him. There's a lot of videos of him that say that he's not actually doing it for the diet, or it doesn't actually work. It's all a marketing tactic to sell his little products that are, I don't know if you've seen his products, but they're like raw organ meat extract in capsules and things like that. And people say that he only acts the diet to market things. But obviously, as someone that does eat the same sort of diet that he does, do you think that is actually something you could do and get that, for bodybuilding and that sort of thing?
Like to each their own. I'm not going to sell supplements. I don't take any supplements. I'm not big on supplements, but to each their own. He, like the Real Natural Human Diet and other people have been eating raw meat for a long time before him. And then Jonas Vonderplanitz he passed away in 2013, but he had been eating raw meat for, I think, 3 decades. But yeah, I guess Liver King is really popular now. But yeah, I don't want to throw shade. I don't really follow him, but he could kick my ass. But like we're different, I think. But yeah, some people make a lot of money doing this kind of thing. He's got a good marketing going. But yeah, me and the other homies just kind of like we're just really interested in the diet and the benefits. We're not really selling supplements, but you
That's
can if you want to.
yeah, that's the right way to go about it, I think, because when you're selling supplements, it makes it all seem fake because obviously they'll never know if you're doing it for marketing reasons or not, which obviously you don't do it for marketing reasons, which makes it more interesting because someone watching you obviously sees that you're doing it for yourself and that you wouldn't be benefiting off of it with other people if like making money.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. It is like, yeah, it's just like my interest, right? So, and I've been doing it for 3 years. So I'm like, and then so when I saw the raw meat experiment guy blowing up, you can check him out after, but then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start posting videos too, because this is hilarious. I want to be part of this, like, this sort of movement, this resurgence of raw meat. But the other benefit I get is like, I'm learning a ton and I'm trying different things. Like I hadn't tried hard the whole time I was eating raw meat. When I first started, it was pretty much ground beef, eggs, and I tried liver like a few times, but I hadn't tried that many things really. I tried quail eggs and duck fat, but lately, like in the past 4 months since I made the account, I've just been trying so many things because I see all these different ideas from these different accounts, and there's ways to assemble the raw meat that makes it look really good. This is just funny to have like big chunks, but there's ways to make it look really nice. And yeah, I've learned a lot basically. Yeah, that's my benefit.
It does help with the interview as well because you've got it almost looked like you brought a selection of things to show, which you have really.
Yeah, show and tell. Yeah, and this is the dresser that I use to film because I got good lighting here.
Yeah,
and this is where I make my clips, but well, most of them. Yeah. Oh yeah. The other thing, I am making a shirt. I'm making a bone marrow shirt, so I'm going to sell the shirt, but I'm not going to make $1 million from the shirt.
No, I mean,
it'd be cool if I did, but no, it's just for fun. Yeah.
But obviously, you've got a following, and so far you've not put anything up or sold anything, so it's only fair that you get something out of it after all this time.
Yeah, I'm not adverse to making money. I think we need money to buy bones and hearts. You know, like,
yeah.
I'm not adverse to it, but yeah, I would never sell something that I don't take or that I don't believe in. I would more recommend someone eat a raw heart than to have like a raw heart supplement. Why not? I mean, but yeah, but you know, I see that. Yeah, there's a case for supplements, like people that really just, I don't know if they couldn't get it or they're so scared of the texture that they never would. You might as well get something in you. I guess. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about, this is off topic entirely, but it just came to my head and I thought I'd say it. Obviously you get I bet you get so much spare bone. Have you ever thought about bone craft?
Oh man, that's a good idea. Like carving stuff?
Yeah, because honestly, if it will cost you, I'm not sure what it is, the currency is for you or what I'd convert it to, but in England, it'll be about £40. And it's not much for a little drill tool and then get some little etching things and you could make all sorts of stuff.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
It is.
I get honest.
You could sell them.
I get a lot of bones.
Yeah.
I could sell, that's a sick idea, man. Thanks.
It's honestly, really cool I think idea. Your audience will buy that as long as all you'd have to do is like carve it into all sorts of different things and then varnish it and bam, sorted. You can make cutlery. You could even make cutlery to eat the raw meat.
That's sick. That's a sick idea, bro. That's true, like primal, ancestral, like actually making use of the bones. Yeah. Because I've just been giving them to the dogs, which is cool too. But yeah, if I could start making stuff, you got an idea. Thank you very much. I might have just given
you an idea. Yeah.
You did. That's the only thing
I've got of bones is this. This is the only thing I've got which is made out of bones. It's a whole bag of like these sorts of things. It's runic runes. Those are runes, but they're all there. That's the only stuff I've got made out of bones. But I've heard it's really easy and it would fit your sort of page very well.
Definitely. Thank you, bro. I'm gonna start watching it. I'm gonna start binging YouTube videos of bone craft.
You should, honestly. But no, so
That's sick.
leave myself, leave myself. I just literally went off track from the interview and just came up with that.
That's sick, man. I used to play Warcraft and Starcraft, so now I'm just gonna do Bonecraft.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I lost track of my questions because I just can't.
Oh, sorry, bro.
No, it was me. I lost
bro.
track because it just came to my head and I was like, I can't not say that.
I'm glad you said that. That's a sick idea. I'm giving you credit if I start making stuff for sure.
No, you should honestly, or just send me the bones and I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Do you know how to already?
No.
Okay. We're gonna make something happen.
We'll both figure it out. First one to make like a specific thing. I don't know. Wins. I don't know. Bones. Something.
Okay. Winner. The first one gets 3 tibia bones. Like this.
Whole bones, uncut. Yeah, whole bones.
Yep.
That's a good deal. How much are they?
3 bones. Down here, I get a bone for 40 pesos, which is $2 US, which is like,
oh wow,
what, £1.30 or something?
That's insane. That is
insane. Because have you ever tried like cooked bone marrow or anything? No, eh? Okay, so in the States and in in the States, it depends on the state, but it's a lot more expensive, yeah, and Canada too. And usually like they're frozen and they're like in little cross sections like this size. But here, like I get a nice split and
so what
really good price.
And things like that, like the more expensive organs.
Oh no, this isn't expensive. The heart for a kilogram of heart is 120 pesos, which is $6 US. A little bit less than $6 US. See what I mean? Like compare that to like going to restaurants every day. It's like,
I mean, I actually tried heart for the first time, and it was lamb heart not that long ago.
Yeah.
Obviously I cooked it because but
yeah.
I think it was like £6, so $9 for like 200 grams. So wait
at a restaurant though, or you
no, in the
like
shops is £8 or £9 for 200 grams.
Oh,
they're
wow,
small hearts, and I'm talking like this. It's lamb heart, but it was like this big, and you got basically 2, one decent size and one smaller.
Yeah, the prices here are like really, really affordable.
See, how much would that be? How much would that weigh there? That's that big bit.
I purchased a half kilogram today, so 60 pesos. Wow, $3 US for half a kilo for 500. Yeah, I've had lamb heart too, actually, like super fresh too. That's really good. Really good.
Stick to beef most of the times? I've heard beef is the most nutritious meat the majority of the time.
I think that might be true. I think it'd be hard for me to know for sure, but no, I also have lamb. I've had chicken, pork. It depends what's good where I am. Like I travel a lot, so right now the beef is good here. The lamb's good. But the lamb's pretty lean, like there's not that much fat on it, but the organs are good. And like that's one of the key things. One of the key things is getting enough fat, right? Because it's not a carb-based diet. So you want to get like a lot of fat, which that's the marrow. That's where the marrow comes in. Because in one bone, I measured it, I get 110 grams of bone marrow. And that's like 90 something grams of fat. And that's like 850 calories, I think. Rough math. But yeah, so if I'm not having any carbs, which is usually, then I have like maybe 1 or 2 bones a day. And then maybe like a pound or 2 of meat a day. Fluctuates what I'm doing, but that's a basic thing.
So what else do you eat then with that? Is that all you eat in the day?
I'm trying lots of different things, but like sometimes I'll have ground beef and eggs, egg yolks. And but sometimes I'll have cooked. Like I made some lamb stew because I bought a whole lamb. So sometimes I have cooked. I'm not having much restaurant food lately. In the past, in like the whole 3 years I've been doing it, like I have not been like 100% raw meat every day. There's been times when I'm like super strict, and then times where I kind of fall off the rails and I just like eat whatever. Pretty much, it's always meat based though, but it'll just be like cooked meat with like some junk food as well. That's when I go off the rails sometimes a bit. But lately I've been
Sorry, yeah.
lately I've been pretty like a lot of raw meat. Yeah.
So
Pretty strict.
restaurants, right? You keep mentioning restaurants. So have you ever gone to a restaurant and ordered raw meat?
Well, yeah, if you get tartare, carpaccio, and sashimi, that's like raw meat. But I actually, no, I haven't been like, hey, can I have a hamburger? But like, don't cook it. I haven't done that yet, actually. But that would be funny. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that.
That'd be good content.
Actually, yeah, that would be, yeah. In Canada, they'd be like, no, we can't do that. But I think in Mexico, they'd be like, if you're paying, okay. Like, they'd probably be like, yeah, whatever, you're crazy, but okay. So yeah, I'll try that.
There you go. Another bit of idea.
Some good content. Yeah, thanks for the ideas, bro. Funny thing is, I ordered a steak, blue rare. I said blue rare, and the term they use for blue rare is English. They said, "Oh, you want it done English?" I was like, "Is that what you guys? Is that what you guys say? Do you guys say that?"
No. So
no,
I don't. Whenever I say I have my steak blue here, everyone goes, "What?" So I don't think that's an English thing by any means.
I know. I was like, if anything, I thought that they might overcook it usually.
Yeah.
In England, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So when he said English, I was like, "What?" I don't get that, but that's pretty funny.
I wonder why that is. I mean, I would look it up, but we're in the middle of a call. But I wonder why. I wonder why that is. It's an interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So look it up, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
We'll find out what it is. I wonder why. Why is steak called done English
in Mexico? I don't know if anybody else does that, or if it was just that one guy. I don't.
I think I can't see it anywhere. It might have been. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It was at this place in Puerto Vallarta, a steakhouse. Yeah, called La Vaca Argentina.
Mm.
Yeah, and I said, yeah, I want to like just sear it on the outside. He was like, oh, English. I was like,
Or maybe you were saying you're English.
I'm English. No, because his English was pretty good.
Oh, right.
So it wasn't a miscommunication. It was like that was his term. So I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll message you.
Yeah, definitely. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, because I didn't think you guys do that all the time.
No.
But you do, which is cool.
Yeah. So do you know much history about raw meat eating?
Like prehistoric history kind of stuff?
I mean, yeah, like darker ages
or
sort of thing.
In the modern era. Honestly, I don't know what happened way back when. I wasn't there, but like I'm pretty sure that people at some point were eating, like hunting and eating raw meats, and I think they were going for the bone marrow and going for the brains, going for the organs, the most nutrient dense organs. Also, like the Inuit up north in Canada, we know for sure that they kill and eat seals raw and they drink the blood and stuff. And then in northern Russia, there's tribes that do that too. And then the Maasai tribe in Kenya, they also like drink blood and they drink raw milk from the cows. And I'm pretty sure they eat raw meat. And then Ethiopia also is really popular to eat raw meat there. Like they love raw meat. So they have restaurants like raw meat shops, restaurants. Yeah. I gotta go.
I've seen you drinking the blood, I think.
Yeah, I've tried lamb blood 3 times. Well, I've got it 3 times. Yeah, one time I got actual like a container and I took it home. So and that was pretty good. Yeah, it's like warm, salty milk. Really. Yeah. It's pretty mild. Yeah. It doesn't have it doesn't have a strong, flavor.
See, I thought it would
It's
have a
just,
metally taste because from what obviously, if you cut yourself, it has a
yeah,
metally taste.
honestly, it's less metally than my own blood when I cut myself. Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's similar to that. It's blood. It's definitely blood, but it was not strong. No, I definitely, especially the first time I got like I was like, whoa, a little bit of like, I don't know, like adrenaline or something. I felt pretty boosted, but that's not something that I chug. It's something that I had like couple, maybe like an ounce or two at a time.
See,
And I don't,
I was gonna say that
I don't have
that's
any right now.
the blood.
Sorry.
I think our Wi-Fi is it makes it like we keep being delayed. So like you're
Sorry.
speaking, I was speaking, I'll be like you, and then you'll be like you, and then it's like.
Yeah.
But
I'll let you go though, yeah.
the meat, right? So you know the thing chefs say about you want the freshly like caught or cooked meat, not cooked, but cuts, the fresh cuts, because well, I think it's something about ethically produced meat as well because of the adrenaline pumped into like the meat, so you don't want them to be scared when they die. I don't know if you know about that. Like chefs say it's better if they were able to be killed before they were scared because there's adrenaline pumped into the meat and it tastes different. So I bet that's a big difference with the blood because obviously it's actually in the blood.
Yeah, there would probably be a lot of hormones pumping around in the blood, right? And all sorts of stuff, right? Like iron and other minerals, yeah. And yeah, I've heard that theory, but like if you think about nature, usually it's not a peaceful death. It's like hunting. Like whether it's animals or humans hunting animals, it's like it's adrenaline is like is on. Very rarely would you get like a sneak attack and then they're done instantly, right? But I definitely don't like I don't want any animals to like suffer. I from what I know, like, and from what I've seen, the way it's done nowadays, it's like boom, shot in the head, done. Or like here, it's like a knife in the throat and severs the vertebrae and just lights out. And yeah, I was there when they slaughtered the sheep, and they weren't like screaming crazy. Like the sheep were just kind of like, and then just done. And then even all the other sheep in the pen nearby didn't even seem to be freaking out. Yeah, like I hope that like, yeah, I want it to be quick. I don't want them to suffer. But the adrenaline thing, I don't know, because naturally the adrenaline would always be pumping, like when you would be killing an animal, right? That's the way I see it. But I don't know about the different, flavor properties or nutrient properties between like a sneak attack or like an adrenaline kill. I don't know about that. It's interesting, though.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, blood would be like you'd have to get the blood very fresh because obviously blood carries everything. So I mean, everything that's being pumped through your body is through the blood. So you might be able to get a piece of meat off an animal that may have some sort of disease, and you won't have it on a piece of meat, but you'll have it in the blood.
Or like, well, yeah, you don't want to eat a sick animal. Yeah, that's for sure. But what do you mean? Like, you're saying like the blood might be even more dangerous than the
because obviously there can be some sort, like things can be ill, but you can't tell unless it's in the blood. Like a lot of the time, like especially humans, you can, an example can be humans. Like sometimes you don't seem ill until they test your blood, and then they're like, oh, it's in your blood. It can happen with a lot of different diseases. I know a lot of animals can get that, where I don't remember what mad cow disease was through, but I know that was something to do with blood as well. So I think that blood you'd have to get a lot more fresh, and be very aware of where you're buying it from.
Yeah, like I was there when it was done, so I felt very confident with that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get like pig blood from like a, no offense, but like a Chinese like a grocery store or something where it's like frozen and I don't know where the heck it came from. And especially because it's like, I don't know, pigs have, I'm sort of more hesitant maybe towards pigs because they usually get fed the most garbage, right? Because cows can just eat grass, easy. But pigs need feed. So it's like, what are you feeding the pig? And chickens too. What are you feeding the chicken? So I'm a bit more wary of pig and then pig blood in general. But if I saw it like it was a healthy pig and I was there, then I would try pig blood for sure. You guys have like blood pudding and stuff and blood
Black
sausages and
pudding,
stuff.
yeah, black pudding, yeah.
Sorry, black pudding, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's like pig's blood usually, or just
Yeah, I
any,
think so.
any blood?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like, yeah, I'm not totally against pig blood. Yeah, you would really want to make sure it's healthy for sure. Actually, where the toxins are most stored is the fat. So if this cow was toxic, it would be especially concentrated in the bone marrow. So, and the fat, not the lean muscle meat, it would be in the fat. So yeah, that's why I'm careful. And I know this is good stuff.
So
no, just kidding. No, it's good.
No. Hey,
what if I did though?
Hey, it's almost midnight. Don't do that to me.
Okay, you're just like,
I was just like, wait, what?
Cortisol. Yeah.
It would have been really, really like on time as well.
It would have been like, it would have been like a tragic comedy. It'd been like, okay.
I reckon the interview would have gone viral. I reckon it would have.
Oh, bro, that would have been a good marketing thing. Just die. No.
Shall I just put that as the last clip and just leave that as the last clip, unedited?
I'm like this. Oh man, yeah. With like a clickbaity thumbnail.
As the thumbnail, yeah. I'll put that as the thumbnail.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But I was gonna say one of the last things. I don't take up too much of your time, but one of the last things is what sort of, you said you don't agree with all things science procedures or recommendations when it comes to meat. What things specifically, not everything, but some things you specifically disagree with theoretically, because obviously the way you see things.
Well, and there's a lot of doctors that disagree too, right? It's just like there's the narrative we're the institutions, like we're the right, you have to listen to us kind of thing. And they say that saturated fat is bad, but margarine and seed oils are good. They say cholesterol is bad. It's like, I would say no, cholesterol is absolutely essential and very, very good. Like eating cholesterol from healthy animals. Those are two things. And then they say, if you eat raw meat, you're going to get sick and die. And it's like, no, we don't. Like, we don't. I don't. Other people don't. You just don't want to eat toxic factory sad animal meat. I agree with that. But healthy organic meat, I don't agree with the fear mongering about that. Those are three of the big ones. Yeah.
So do you recommend?
Absolutely. Seed oil is just, yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, it was delayed again.
Oh, still there?
Yeah, it's just delayed.
Oh, that was the first time I noticed, like, you. Okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, you were saying about the seed oil.
No, just seed oil bad. Like it's like hydrogenated vegetable oils are used in every kitchen. Sorry, not in every kitchen, in pretty much every restaurant all over the world, every fast food restaurant. It's like, I think this is one of the main causes of cardiac problems, like atherosclerosis and strokes and stuff. And yeah, a lot of people agree with that and are starting to like not use that. Even the butcher here in Mexico, my homie, I didn't expect him to know. He's like, I didn't even propose this. He's just like, fat's good, eh? Fat's not bad. I was like, I know, I love fat. He's like, you got to watch out for vegetable oil. I'm like, I know, exactly. So one of my butchers here, he totally agrees too. So that basically means case closed.
So what would you recommend using instead of the oils? Instead
of seed oils? For eating or for like cooking? Well, I would just say just eat some raw bone marrow. Okay, for cooking, like you could use lard or tallow, which is like rendered beef or pork fat. That's what we used to do. Like before the 50s or 60s, they started swapping the natural animal fat with like super toxic, like chemically processed hydrogenated seed oils. But I think if they went back to animal fat, it would be way less unhealthy to have like fast food, to have deep fried potatoes. There's actually a lot of like people who are in like the raw meat or just a meat-based community who will sometimes they'll fry some potatoes up in some animal fat, which I tried the other day too, and they were nice.
So
Well, like, yeah.
the last thing I was going to say is, well, the last thing I'm going to ask is obviously if people watch this, some people might be like, oh, but then other people might be more interested and might actually want to, try it. So the last thing I'm going to ask is, do you think you need to be relatively educated on what meats you're eating and where to go and actually figure it out before you try it? You should do your research and learn about it before you try it, or do you think it's the sort of thing you can just jumpstart?
I did a fair bit of research before I started, maybe a couple of days or something. I would say it doesn't hurt to do research. It doesn't hurt to do research and watch. There's a lot of good videos. There's honestly, as funny as it sounds, there's really good Instagram accounts of people who have been doing it for years. Like, I'm not even the longest term raw meat eater on Instagram at all. Like the Real Natural Human Diet, for example, he's been on it for a long time. So, and he even does consultations too. You can ask me, people can ask me questions, but yeah, you just want to make sure it's a good source, organic, local, hopefully fresh, but you can also eat frozen too. Like Real Natural Human Diet, he's been eating 75% of it has been frozen over the past like almost 4 years. So that's one of the things I didn't know until recently. I was like, oh, I can't eat meat that was frozen. But then I saw him, I'm like, oh, what? He's doing really well. Like he's a tank. He's a tank. So, but yeah, do your research. You don't need to rush into it. Hey, bone marrow, recommendation, some heart and bone marrow, such a good combo because it's protein and fat, plus like collagen, minerals, vitamins. You get a lot of vitamin B12, B2. You get coenzyme 10. I'm just learning more about this stuff, but makes you feel good. It's a good combo, yeah. But definitely don't rush into it, and don't eat like an entire bone like right away of bone marrow because it's super rich. It's super nutrient dense. So just have little pieces at a time, and then let your body get used to it if you want to try it. But no pressure, basically. Yeah. Would you ever try it? Yeah, no worries.
See,
you pretty much are all with the blue steak. You're almost there.
See, the thing is, I had a plant-based diet recently for quite a while, to the point where I was doing juice fasts, like proper plant-based.
Oh wow, yeah.
So for me, I would try it. I would try it because you never know what's right until you try it, obviously.
Yeah, man, definitely. So I'll let you go, but yeah. So I'm just interested. You you went all the way into like juice fasting and stuff, and now are you back on omnivore, or are you on?
I don't know if you've seen my other chats with the guy called Life of the Plant Way, and he's all fruits. His entire diet is based upon fruits. So he, I don't know if you know who that is, but so his entire diet is fruits.
Joseph Ottaviani, I watched your interview with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's all fruits, and he's also like, I think I'm starting to think it genuinely, your body just adapts, because he seems to be doing really well with just fruits, and you seem to be doing really well with just meat. So being in the middle of this, my perspective is I genuinely think it's not, maybe mixing them is the issue. Maybe it's your body has to get used to one or the other, and you can't do both. I don't know. It's weird.
That's interesting. That's interesting theory. Yeah. Like for me, I can't eat very much fruit at all. Like my mouth starts to, I love the taste. It tastes unreal. But if I have too much fruit, my mouth gets, like I get canker sores. My teeth get sore. My gums get sore. Like my mouth feels beat up. I can't do fruits. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of genetics and where you come from, what your ancestors were doing, and in determining what's your optimal diet. But I have a good friend in this town who was raw vegan / pretty much fruitarian for like 3 years, he said, and I find that mind-boggling, literally. Yeah.
Whereas
I was like, where do you get? I just it sounds crazy to me. Yeah.
Whereas
because I couldn't.
He was
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Joseph was saying about and I've seen both of your things. I've seen with you with the fruit, sometimes it like stings my mouth, right? But then with him saying when he eats meat, sometimes it makes him feel tired. I also have that. So I think And I know a lot of people do. A lot of people will have fruit and it's a bit acidic, and then they'll have meat and it makes you tired. I'm genuinely coming up with this theory right now, but the adaptations, like obviously the human body is purely based on adaptation. That is everything that the body is based upon. You get ill, it learns, and then it never gets ill again, etc., etc. So genuinely, I think it might be the issue of, because plants and meat are so different molecularly, like they're digested so differently.
Totally different.
So maybe the mixing is the issue, because one takes, like the fruit and veg, say, digests so differently and a lot easier in some ways to meat, and meat is more longer lasting but more nutrient dense, and it's maybe it's the mixing that's the issue.
It's yeah, it's very interesting, and like it's like I can only 100% say what I know from my own body, right? And then I have theories about other things, but everyone has to kind of try out their own thing, right, and see what works. But a lot of people who say things about meat, they probably haven't done raw meat diet, right? They probably haven't done heart and bone marrow and like eyeballs and stuff. So there's a thing to try there. But yeah, I think time tells, really. Time tells everything. Like that's why I don't like to argue about diet, because it's like, how can I argue with someone saying I feel this way and I'm like, no, you feel this way? Like, no, I can't say how you feel, so I'm going to do what I do. Check me out in 10 years if I'm still doing it. It's like, that's pretty, I am a pretty good case study or something. And other people too, yeah. And then if someone's like, you can only eat fruits forever, and then like if you see them in 10 years and it's like, see how they do, and it's like, well, I quit, or like they're like not doing well, and you're like, okay, maybe that's not. But we got to try it out. Yeah.